It's Coach Kamau coming at you with summer school sessions. And what I want to do for these summer school sessions is give information for school leaders, aspiring leaders, school teachers, aspiring school teachers, faculty, students, families, everybody. The summer is a time when things can slow down and sometimes students will sort of lose a little over the summer. And, all things are not created equal. And some folks have opportunities, some students have opportunities, some people have resources that exceed the average person. But here's a chance for you to just take a moment, think, am I on task? Am I on point? Am I doing what I need to be doing in preparation for the fall? Am I even thinking about it? So, this is just very light, but, some tools and things to think about and consider as you prepare for the fall. So here we go. Just a reminder, start your school year off. You can get free consultations from Consult Cadence Solutions. Just schedule that using the link that'll be provided in the bio below. So here's some summer school for you. All right, let's go. All right, leaders, you're going to have some new folks, no doubt. And when you get those new folks, there's some things you're going to need to do to make sure you onboard them appropriately and keep them, hopefully, for many, many years. So, think about ways to keep those folks engaged by, after you hire them, connect with them, make sure they've got what they need, make sure they understand what's coming soon and the things they're going to need. The more prepared people are, the more confident they can be in delivering what you're looking for them. Go over expectations. You have to have these around here conversations with folks so they understand the culture of the school and the things we do and why we do them and how it impacts our goals. So give them that conversation around expectations. Have them start their portfolio. They're new to the school. Every staff member, top to bottom, should have some type of portfolio, right? This portfolio is going to just kind of chronicle and keep the information, the resources, the ideas, the strategies that they're going to use and the goals they're going to set throughout the year, and keep a running log of that to look back and see how we have reflected and grown. So these are things we need to think about as a school leadership, how you're going to set up your portfolios for the staff that are incoming and continue the portfolios for the staff that you have had over the years. And maybe you're going to make portfolios for those folks if you haven't, but that's something every school should have. And, it may seem like the kind of task where people think, why do I want to do this? It's too much. What am I going to do with it? But I've found in my experience, people will thank you and thank themselves for creating this type of accountability log, digital, however you want to use it, and it helps with planning, and that also helps with their careers. So those portfolios are important when you're setting those goals, which is what's important, and which is up next here on this list. Set goals. You want to go 30 days, 60 days, 90 days out, and you're going to be smart about it, right? What are the kind of goals you want to set? Why are they important? And, have someone work with them to do that. You're going to have some type of mentor work with them because they're going to be evaluated. They want to know how and why they're being evaluated and, what the rating possibilities are. So those conversations are helpful when the mentor is working with that person. So keep that in mind as you schedule your new staff and onboard them. Additionally, make sure you make sure you schedule time if you haven't already and set up time for a full orientation, right? So they get the full scope of what's happening. Everyone gets to meet and understand, make some connections. So that is the time early on in school when there aren't students where you can get some things knocked out that may otherwise become harder to do as the school year goes on. Go over your classroom setup. Show them how to set up their classroom. Give them a model classroom. And then let them go set up their classrooms based on the information they had. Talk about housekeeping. This is how we navigate the main office. This is how we navigate the operations. This is how we navigate with our technology and the expectations for how we respond to things. Email, all these things are important and they should not be ignored, or they should not be left out of consideration, as when you're onboarding new people, there are going to be a lot of questions and people will have some confusion, which is going to create frustration and then you're going to have yourself a whole new set of problems. So you want to really bring that down as much as possible by having things set up front. All right. And people need to know who to go to for what. They have to know. So compile a list, share it, whatever it is you're doing. Everybody needs to know who's the person for HR, who's the person for operations, who's the person for curriculum, who's the person for the parents. Like, you need these connections because it will eliminate the search for information, lost time, and just the effectiveness of your overall school program. And finally, chats. You got to have coffee chats, right? Have the principal or whoever school leadership are schedule time where they can just have 15-minute conversations with staff over a cup of coffee or whatever, individually as you're going over goals, just things that are casual and not so technical and formal in conversation, extremely informal. Have these coffee chats and schedule time socially to get out with your team. So these are the things you should be doing as a school leader, thinking about onboarding new folks. Now, as a teacher, there's some other things you're going to be thinking about, right? So here's some teacher tasks I want you to do as a teacher, staff member, faculty. If you are connecting with kids, a lot of this is going to apply to you. But remember, as a teacher, you have to re-energize. So immediately unplug. Don't think about work. Don't do anything related to work. Just decompress, clear your mind, and be prepared to come back when the time comes. So do yourself that by re-energizing. Travel locally, travel nationally, but get out. It makes for better conversations with students when you're trying to explain or relay information that you want to detail. You can speak to it from personal experience. Get out and travel and plan. Now that you don't have the distraction of having to do all these things with time limits on them, now's the time to plan how you want your day to look, how you want your week, your month, your school year. Think about those things and jot some notes down. So when the questions come up, you would have already thought about it. And again, you're going to be smart with it. So SMART goals, right? You're going to have something specific. You're going to want to measure it. It's going to be something that's attainable. It's something that's going to be realistic. And always, as I always say, put a timestamp on that by the end of this time. That's how you hold yourself accountable. So do that over the summer when you don't have that same pressure on you. Think about organizing your classroom in a different way or whichever way. Think about designs, ideas. You are probably using some of these sites like Teachers Pay Teachers or Etsy or whoever. There's tons of sites out here where you can get some creative ideas on your classroom. Just search some PD for professional development. You know what you're looking for. Your school may not necessarily offer that, but you know what you're thinking about doing. So, scour the earth for professional development opportunities and present them to your leaders and see if they'll bite. It may be something that benefits everybody. Other than that, get a hobby. Go kayak. Go hike. Go hunt. Go fish. Go, I don't know, shop. For some of you, it's probably a hobby. But do all of the things that will allow you just to have the freedom and flexibility that's not so restrictive as it comes when you're in the school, because you have to have these restrictions. I mean, things have to function. But the hobby allows you to have that flexibility and be yourself. So take up a hobby. Check in with your family and friends you haven't seen in a while. A good friend of mine, Roland, he used to always say, man, just give a quick call, a quick check-in. He would talk for about 3 to 5 minutes, and then he would let go. I'm out of here. And that's a way you keep connected with people and a way to check in. I know you got Facebook for you old heads like me, and everybody else is just sending these reels or quick videos, sharing them. But nothing better than a quick call, right? You can even call your families. The families you serve and work with, you got good relationships. If you want to build good relationships, call them. Hey, it's Mr. Kamau calling. I know that Jamar had an interesting school year and he's thinking about this for next year. I just was checking in to see if he did those things we talked about. They'll be surprised. Like, oh my God, I can't believe he called to check on that. That builds that relationship. So when times get rough, people can refer to that. Those are the deposits that let you do withdrawals later on. So check in with folks and check in with the families you serve. And finally, for teachers, look for free online courses. Microsoft offers a ton. You can get kind of all these certifications that are very minimal in price, if not free, and Google the same. Just look up free things, take these little 15, 20-minute courses, build that portfolio up, and strengthen who you are as a teacher, as a staff member, a faculty member. You are actually making yourself more marketable in general, whether it's for your own school, and if you're not appreciated there, someplace else. So don't forget to take care of you by always learning. So these are things teachers should be doing. This is on your teacher task list. Finally, students. If you're a student and you're looking at this, you probably don't have much going on in life because you should be outside doing something. But for those that are listening, family members and students, you got to find a camp if you haven't already. Any kind of camp gives kids opportunities to get outside and socialize with their peers, you know, in a least or lesser restrictive area as would be in school. So find a camp. It could be a camp, anything from a math camp to a physical outdoor camp to a biking camp, hiking camp, kayaking, whatever. Always look for camps. There are a lot of free things out there for kids because you want them to go on field trips. You want to explore the community. We do a lot of talking to them through the school year about, you know, things in books and things online. But the field trip gives you and your family and your child an opportunity to actually touch the things we're talking about. So get outside and do that. The library is great. Many libraries in cities like where I'm in Philadelphia, they have a ton of resources. My son would go and play video games with his friends. They have all kind of media rooms. There's movies. There's all kind of events. People coming to speak. These are ways, free things you can do with your kids. And, you know, it's a family bonding activity and it's a learning opportunity for the kids. So the library is always a good place. Record yourself setting some goals as a student, right? Say these are the things I want to do for this fall. I'm going to join these 3 activities or these 3 sports and I'm going to work out, or, hey, I'm thinking about taking this class and I'm going to do this to study. I know it sounds geeky and nerdy, but somebody's going to do it. And these are people that are going to run the world later on. These people that are thinking like that. So as a student, the kind of stuff you should be thinking about. Like, how can I excel and be the best version of me by planning this out over the summer? Get help from your parents or get help from me. We'll put that together for you. If you are a student that wants to maintain great relationships with your teachers, if you have their contacts or you do have their email, just email them. Hey, Mr. Kamau, it's Jamar. Just checking back in with you. Thanks for that resource. Hope your summer's doing well. I see that and I'm like, whoa, okay. He's checking in. That's good. Again, strengthening that bond, strengthening that relationship, and making both of us want to do better for each other, as one from the teacher and me to the student and vice versa. So, you know, if you're a student and you can check in with a quick text, or if that's what you guys do, using something like Remind or another system, we use like a Class Dojo, anything, check in. And also you can check in with your counselors. Like, students are in touch with counselors frequently throughout the year when they have issues, but the summertime is a lot more flexible and free if you can. And your counselor might be in the building. Now you can check in and try to build up whatever you want to do for the fall. So check in with school staff. Make sure, you know, you are updated with what's happening and you'll be best prepared for the fall. So here we go. Coach Kamau, just giving you that information, sharing what leadership should be doing, could be doing, what teachers should be doing, could be doing, and what students and families could be doing for summer. All right, this concludes my first drop here for summer school. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to put information in the link for anyone that wants to set up consultations. Look forward to you guys enjoying this information. Hope to, you know, connect with you all soon. Take care.